Don't you know that it's worth every treasure on earth to be young at heart?
Welcome back to Care 11 Today. Cosmetic surgery is all the rage, and this new magazine launching right here in Minnesota today highlights this growing trend among people of all ages. Now, here to tell us more about it and to share a few ways to get rid of those unwanted wrinkles is Cosmetic Beauty Magazine Editor-in-Chief Michelle Carney and dermatologist Dr. Charles Crutchfield. Dr. Crutchfield and Michelle, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
This is the magazine. We're taking a look at it right now, and you're launching it right here in the Twin Cities, and it is geared towards whom, for what?
Well, the concept of the magazine, it's an information source for anybody who wants to find out factual information about cosmetic enhancement procedures they can have. Why Minnesota?
Yes.
The type of people that live in Minnesota are a perfect fit for the magazine. The magazine is high quality. The people that live here are having the procedures, but they're very discerning. They do their research, so they want to find out what they can, and the quality of the doctors are world class here.
That's a kind of a little known secret.
It is a hidden gem.
Okay, let's look at some of the top 5 surgical cosmetic procedures: liposuction, breast augmentation, eyelid surgery, rhinoplasty, and facelift. All of those on the rise, with the exception of rhinoplasty. Why are we seeing it's a, what, $12 billion business nationwide?
It is. It's a big business now.
Why are we seeing such an increase? Shows like Extreme Makeover, I would think, are contributing to that?
I think, you know, 2 reasons. One is that, exactly as you said, TV shows, people are very happy now to talk about it. It's accepted. It's part of mainstream medicine. But, you know, they have to understand, you can't trivialize it. This is surgery. They have to do their research and do the right thing. And the other reason is everyone's living longer. You retire at 60, you feel like you're 40.
Right,
You've got 20 years to go.
But I think we shared 50 is a new 40. I'm really glad for that. All right, let's talk a little bit about not trivializing. And then, Dr. Crutchfield, you have some non-invasive information that you want to share with us this morning as well. First of all, if you were considering a cosmetic procedure, you really need to be honest with yourself.
Absolutely.
What does that mean, Michelle?
You have to be honest with yourself. Are you having it for yourself? Or is it because a boyfriend is pressuring you, or you want to get a better job, or you feel that you don't look as good as someone else? It's got to be something that bothers you, and you're doing it for yourself. You want to look the best you can look.
Okay, what is the reason not to get plastic surgery?
I think it's very advisable not to get it. If you've just had a divorce, if you've gone through a depression, if you've lost your job, cosmetic surgery is not the answer to that sort of thing. You know, it can't be looked at as a solution to life problems.
And you mentioned you commended the audience here in Minnesota with respect to doing their research, and you strongly advise that. Where do you start? With the new magazine? That's a good place to start?
Well, absolutely. Before, it used to be you talk to your girlfriends, what have you had, what do you think they've had? You go to the internet, that's a minefield, you don't know what's true, what isn't. You know that this magazine has information written by experts in the field and medical journalists.
And then be realistic about the expectations. Don't expect to be a completely different looking person.
Exactly. I mean, you know, you're not going to come out looking like a supermodel if you didn't go in like that.
Okay, great. For those of us, Dr. Crutchfield, who are really that kind of invasive type of surgery is not an option, something that either it's financially out of reach or psychologically we're not ready for, are there other ways to sort of enhance one's appearance topically?
Absolutely. I mean, one of the best things that you can do is be sun smart. I'm not a dermatologist that says you need to avoid the midday sun, but be sun smart, sun protect. Use the appropriate sunscreens with an SPF of 15 or higher, with the UVA block, use sun protective clothing. Enjoy yourself in the sun, but that's something simple and it's very effective.
Okay, and then when those wrinkles come, as they inevitably will, there are some other items that you want to talk about.
And you talked about a lot of the surgical procedures, but when you talk about overall cosmetic procedures, the number one product is Botox, and it works well. It works well at relaxing muscles and to create lines and wrinkles.
How often do you have to get those injections?
It depends. Some people use it proactively before a big event, before a wedding or a class reunion or a family photo. Some people use it to maintain the look, and that's 2 or 3 times a year.
One of the things that both of you were talking with me about earlier is that it's less is more when it comes. I mean, you're seeing people who, you know, we read these stories about women beauty contestants who had a dozen or more procedures by the time they're 20-something years old. That's not the trend, is it?
No, not at all.
I think really the trend is to do minimally invasive cosmetic rejuvenation. I had one of my patients the other day, she said, "Joe, isn't this just great?" And I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "Well, now there are so many things, there's no downtime, and it really, really works, and afterwards you feel good about yourself." I tell my patients, It's not about looking younger than your age, it's about looking good for your age.
Good for your age.
That's right.
That's an important distinction. Botox, Ristylane is another product you brought in, and we have to wrap real quickly, but was another item that you wanted to
Well,
mention?
alpha-hydroxy acid treatments are very popular.
Alpha-hydroxy.
Yep.
Yes, that basically is an acid that peels away the upper layer of the skin.
It's
or-
more of a skin treatment that rejuvenates, but also the filling agents like Restylane and Botox, they work very, very well.
All right, bottom line, do your homework.
That's right. Remember, experience and quality matter when you're picking a provider.
All right, Michelle Carney and Dr. Charles Crutchfield, thank you so very much.
you. It was a
Say hi
pleasure.
to your parents for me.
Will do.
All right. For more information on plastic surgery or the new Cosmetic Beauty magazine, you can call the number there, 612-229-9982. You can also log on to cosmeticbeautymagazine.com, which is launching today, right here in the Twin Cities.